Number 4 in the UK, number 17 in the States is Sound of Freedom.
Yeah. So, unremarkable child sex trafficking exploitation thriller in which Jim Caviezel, outspoken QAnon advocate Jim Caviezel, plays the real-life figure of Tim Ballard, who makes it his mission to save children from international paedophile rings. The film has been endorsed by the likes of Donald Trump, who did a screening of it at his Bedminster Golf Club. Of course he did, because when this was reviewed on the show, people wrote in. Firstly, people wrote in and say, "Why haven't you reviewed Sound of Freedom? You're scared to review Sound of Freedom." Well, it wasn't out. And then when it was out, it got reviewed. And Anna Bogoskaya talked about it in context, because you have to talk about it in context. The film would not be troubling the charts or this program if it hadn't been involved if Trump hadn't done screenings of it, if a bunch of nutball right-wingers hadn't come out and said, "Oh, yes, such an important film, such an important film." Just brief kind of primer on this. Trump has spent a lot of his time dog whistling to the QAnon nutball right-wing lunatic fringe, who believe, in inverted commas, that he is involved in a fight against a cabal of satanic paedophiles. There's a very fine podcast series which you and I both listened to, The Coming Storm.
Yes.
About if you if you have any sympathy or QAnon, I'm not interested in anything you have to say. But if you want to find out about it, do listen to that series. And so obviously Trump doing a screening of the movie was important, because he's dog whistling to the QAnon lot. He'll never say, "Oh yes, I need their support," but he's dog whistling to them. Yes, I am involved in a fight against this stuff. The director has complained that there are people that are too close to the film that are in politics, and it's because the film itself doesn't discuss any of that stuff. It's just as I said, a completely unremarkable and not very good nuts and bolts exploitation thriller. But the movie wouldn't be here on the show if it wasn't for the fact that it had been involved in all this stuff. And when Trump is doing screenings, and when your leading man is Jim Caviezel played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. It seems to have become convinced that he really is the Messiah. He has said Donald Trump is the new Moses.
That kind of tells us everything.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's also a very bad actor, because when I look at him, I can't see anything other than an idiot. It's just, when somebody's personal behavior is so rampagingly stupid. If you have a moment, Google Jim Caviezel's behavior on the set of Person of Interest. So it's, like I said, there's nothing else to say other than, if in any other world this either wouldn't have been released or it would have gone straight to video, because it's been picked up by the right wing, and the director complaining about that. Shut up. Nobody would have seen this film if it hadn't been picked up by these lunatics. It's now being used as a kind of, rallying cry. Just shut up and live with it.
For example, these are both from our social media. Someone called Love Light Peace 587. I've never known anybody normal put a number at the
Here we
end.
go. All right.
Turning a blind eye to child and human trafficking, you are part of the problem. When someone is trying to show the world what's going on behind the scenes, can't stop the truth, Sound of Freedom, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
And someone called So Many Taken Names. If the film's rabid fan base weren't so set on thrusting this film into the culture war at every opportunity, then there wouldn't be any need to talk about the politics surrounding it. Criticism of the film or its creators isn't an endorsement of child trafficking. If you're one of these people, I hate to break it to you, but liking this film doesn't make you some sort of moral crusader. Being against child trafficking makes you normal.
Yes.
Anyway, hopefully this will disappear very, very quickly.
And, I come back to the thing about you don't want to give it the oxygen of publicity, or indeed the oxygen of oxygen.
Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. While you're here, check out all the other videos, because they're cool too, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you want to keep up to date with everything Kermode and Mayo's take, then check out our social channels.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I would.
There you
I
go.
have done.
Excellent.